Hello my friends, and welcome to another Brotato Danger 5 genetically modified overkill run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're playing a brutally difficult combo that's been requested a ton. We're playing the captain with the baby. Now this character combination is so hard because the captain and the baby both level more slowly, which the captain offsets by having empty weapon slots. However, the baby only starts with one weapon slot and unlocks them by leveling up, so we're going to level slowly and not be able to level faster until we've already leveled up, so the character is going to be really slow to get started. Also, because we're playing the captain, the enemies are going to get stronger every wave, so it's going to be even harder than it would be normally. As for what weapon we're using here, I think I'm gonna... I need a melee weapon with a wide swing speed, because I want to be able to stick on one weapon for as long as possible, so a wide arc on its swing. So I'm thinking something like Ghost Axe, maybe Plank. I guess we'll give Rock a try to start with, because that's always a good option for the baby. Even with only 2 of them, it'll give us a bunch of defensive stats from the blunt weapon tag and the rocks themselves. Which we'll need, of course, since this character, with its super slow attacks and low number of weapons in the early game, is going to be taking a lot of damage. And so in order to offset that... Oops. Oh, I really messed up the movement there. I attacked the wrong enemies. If I had attacked that group of enemies, I'd have gotten like 4 more kills. Terrified Onion and Weird Ghost, I really don't want to buy either of these. It's going to be hard not to take hits in the early game. But maybe on wave 2, it's okay to buy the Weird Ghost, so I think I will spend 11 on 3 HP here. I'm just going to ban Terrified Onion. This is just such a bad item, so even though we'll need the movement speed, I think I'm just going to ban it out. And then I will upgrade my Rock. I'll ban Butterfly. Lifesteal is not going to be a useful healing tool for us in the early game. I think I will buy Penguin, and then do another reroll, and then Coupon is a pretty good find. Let's go ahead. I guess I'll leave glasses in the pool, and I think I actually don't even need to lock this rock. Although, I guess I will buy a leveled up rock at some point, so I might as well lock it. We're gonna have guaranteed weapons in the pool, up until I, buy this one anyways, so we're just locking in the lower price here. Glasses is kind of interesting. For 3, do I reroll? I think I will, looking for another economy item, and Scar is a great one to find, so I'm going to lock that as well. That will hopefully help me hit a higher level earlier. So I am gaining more XP than I thought I would. This character levels basically 4.5 times as slowly as other characters, because the captain has minus 200% XP, or plus 200% XP gain required to level up. And the baby has plus 130. So it's like 4.3 times as difficult to level on this character as on other characters. I'll take the weapon slot here, and then I will buy the Scar. On wave 3, I'm not sure I can avoid taking damage, but we do have the 1 regen. So I guess I'd better buy the Weird Ghost. I think I can't pass up efficient items like that, because this is a difficult enough run. I will ban the Jelly here. Flaming Brass Knuckles is kind of interesting as well. Is this a weapon that I want to use? There's no rule that I have to use only rocks, though, of course, typically you want to build up your weapon categories. Flaming Brass Knuckles is a decent damaging weapon in the early game. I think I'll pass on that, though, and I'm just going to roll. I'll lock another Penguin. I'll ban Book, because we're not building engineering, and then we're going to leave this weapon slot open so that we can level up this wave. So I'm obviously a little worried about having bought Weird Ghost this wave, because, okay, so that should help, hopefully, having gotten that consumable. Took that hit. So we're going to have some trouble not taking damage, because we have just the 1 weapon attacking really slow. I'm trying to group the enemies on top of each other so that we can get at least some money this wave. The Gobbler eating a bunch of our materials definitely is unfortunate, but we did unlock another weapon slot. Now, I think because I'm going into wave 4, and this is a Lamprey wave, I do need to buy another weapon here, and we'll leave 1 weapon slot open to level up, and then I will roll. Cute Monkey is an interesting way to heal. Broken Mouth, do I even need the Broken Mouth at this point? Given that I've got the primitive and blunt weapon tags, I really want to level my rocks. So I think what I'm going to do is lock Cute Monkey, leave Broken Mouth in the pool, and then I'm going to roll. Well, ban Feather. We're not building Dodge this run. And I'm rolling again, and I'm rolling here because I wouldn't have enough money to re-roll, buy this rock, which we want to buy, and buy the Cute Monkey. And then I'm going to roll again, lock a rock. Okay, Baby Squid is amazing. This gives us actual value from leveling, which is going to be really important. And then I'm going to combine down to just these 2 rocks here. 2 will hopefully be enough that we can fight the Lamprey safely and continue to gain levels here. Obviously, I'd have preferred to stay on 1 weapon for longer. If I was doing this run on Crash Zone, I probably would still just stay on 1 weapon in order to... Okay, I'll take these hits to try to kill the Lamprey, but I actually didn't do enough damage to kill it with my 2 rock attacks there, so we needed the 3rd one to take it out. Trying to kill the tree here. Didn't quite get it in time. I'll take the weapon slot for sure, and then I think I can stick on 2 open weapon slots and try to keep gaining levels. So we'll get some more regeneration, and then I will roll. Go ahead and ban the pencil here and roll again. Is Scared Sausage something that I'm interested in? I might want it later. I probably will want it more than Small Fish, so I'll use my ban on the Small Fish, and then I'm going to roll. Okay, Blazemander, this is good because this will let us kill stuff while having open weapon slots. So things like the Blazemander, pets in general, really powerful for this character, because we need to be able to minimize the number of weapons we're using at a given time, but still actually kill enemies. So that was a great find as well. I will say I'm getting more XP than I expected from this run. I was kind of expecting not to level up at all and just die and find it completely impossible. So it's going better than I thought it would. Still don't know how we're going to do in the mid-game against the stronger enemies as well. But so far, we're okay. Definitely behind in economy, but at least we're getting some weapon slots unlocked. All right, do I want to stick with 3 open weapon slots? I do have the Blazemander, which can get us some kills. So I think what I'm going to do here, actually, is we'll combine, buy this rock, and then I'll roll here. I'll lock this. How's my consumable healing? Still at 0, so I can't really afford to buy Alien Worm. And then I will roll a couple more times. Okay, this is what I wanted. Leveling up this rock to level 2. But the question is, do I want this turret more than a leveled up rock? It will give me an armor if I level this up, but the turret can probably kill more things, and I do need the ability to actually kill stuff, so I'm going to leave these 2 weapons locked, and we'll hope that our turret and our Blazemander can kind of carry on this wave. And once we've gotten enough open weapon slots that we're ahead of the level curve, or at least more on the level curve, then we're in pretty good shape. So we just need to get to that point. Sadly, our turret spawned in a pretty bad position here. Try to do that rock attack there. Our turret spawning in such an awkward spot definitely made it less useful, but I think it's still better than the level 2 rock would have been for this wave. No chance we kill that loot alien, given my my weapons currently. Alright, so I'm going to leave 3 open weapon slots here, because we are at the point where I just need to be able to kill stuff. And I'll take the charcoal. We'll buy here. Loot worm is nice. It's going to stop me from having to chase off killing trees. Do I want toxic sludge? I've got the Blazemander, so increasing our elemental damage would increase the burning damage by 1 there. But I don't think it's worth spending 28 on that, so I'm going to roll. I'll buy the rock. Think I still need to buy Lost Duck, actually. Even though Blazemander is still a big part of our strategy, because luck is just going to be really important to make sure that we can heal. I also am going to need some regeneration. And more movement speed. So those are going to be stats we really need as well. But I think we're in okay shape. So my characters together have 430% XP requirements, so plus 330, and we've got 180 from our open weapon slots, and then also 20 from the scar that we found. So we're still leveling much slower than a normal character would, about 2/3 of the normal speed, but we're much more on track than we were previously. And maybe can open up enough weapon slots that we'll get there eventually. The fertilizer is nice. It pushes me over 25 here, and 2 open weapon slots. That's amazing. So I'll buy the rock here, and we'll maybe stick with 4 weapons. I'll buy the whistle. I think we now have the potential to maybe kill loot aliens. Do I want the baby elephant? I have 8 luck and -% damage, but this is a non-weapon source of damage. I think it's worth buying. Same with the landmines. And then I will buy this rock. I need to offset my movement speed penalty, and I'll lock this as well. And we'll combine here, and I'll stick with 4 weapons going into wave 8. So I need some percent damage to make this baby elephant good, to increase my Blaze Mander damage as well. That crate was a nice drop. Remember, of course, that we're playing the captain, so enemies increase their damage every wave as well. I forgot to go over the characters' abilities, so I'll do that at the end of this wave. Just to remind everyone how these are all stacking up. I like to do that in these GMO runs, because it can be hard to keep track of every penalty. Or... more often every bonus, but in this case, every penalty. Alright, so I think I should have the damage to clear this loot alien if I chase it down. Nice, I got it. Loot worm took out the tree for us, which is good as well. Ooh, boy. If we get an elite spawn, then that could be really bad with the candy bag. But on the other hand, I think I just need the stats so badly that I'm going to take this. This is a really interesting spot. We'll definitely take Goat Skull. We'll obviously take a weapon slot here. How many weapons do I want this wave? I think I do want 5, so I'm going to go with a 5th rock, and then we'll roll here. I'll take the Scar. Losing 1 melee damage is bad, but I think Peaceful Bee is still good enough to buy here, and then I'm going to reroll. Ratzilla, that's great. That's more clear speed. And then I'll roll again, and we'll take another bag. So we've gotten a lot of really good items. We have 7 armor, but with -4 movement speed, if an elite spawns, I could be in a lot of trouble. But if it doesn't spawn, then the candy bag will help scale our stats to the point where we're in good shape. I think we've kind of turned the corner in this run. We've gotten enough levels that I'm able to keep multiple weapon slots open and still be in okay shape. Obviously, it's still pretty dangerous, and the boss waves that are coming up are always going to be a challenge. When you're playing the baby, those are, of course, where you can really suffer because you have very low defensive stats. I didn't check if we have hordes or elites. Oh, I don't need to run off after that tree. That's why we have our loot worm. And you can see I'm taking a lot of hits here because of our slow attack speed and the fact that we still don't have 6 weapons. Need to kill that tree myself and not let the loot worm get it because I needed to be there to pick up the consumable heal. Had to leave a lot of materials on the ground, but that is what the loot worm is here to help with. It's going to drink some water. Picked up 2 weapon slots. Okay, so we have an elite on wave 11. Definitely something I need to be aware of. I'm definitely going to 6 weapons here. That gives me the full primitive and blunt weapon tags. I'll buy cake as well, going up to 56 HP, and we'll buy the bag here. The 3rd penguin is a really nice find. That's giving us a lot of base regen, and if I pick up consumables at the beginning of the wave, 3 regen from 1 consumable is really nice. Okay, so I'm going to buy this rock. I'm not actually sure if I'm going to... I probably want 5 weapon slots open this wave. I'm not sure what other weapons I'm going to add into the mix here, because I don't need to, it doesn't need to be more rocks, it can be other stuff. Decomposing flesh is more healing, so I definitely am going to want that as well, and we have enough max HP. So I could pick up Chopper, that gives us the blade weapon tag, that's not terrible. Medical gun is kind of interesting just because it gives me a lot of lifesteal, even though it's not much damage. I think I'm going to reroll here. The medieval weapon tag is also very tempting. Maybe I should just take quarterstaff. Actually, one torch also seems pretty good. So what if we, because while we don't have a lot of elemental damage, just being able to set enemies on fire, increase the burning spread from our Blazemander and everything seems totally reasonable. So what if I buy the quarterstaff here? It gives me some of the XP gain back from having combined our weapons. We'll leave 4 open weapon slots, and then I think I'm just going to add the torch in to my kind of weird weapon collection. We'll go for medieval weapons more, because the armor and dodge is really important. But I do think that one torch will actually help us clear the waves a lot more heavily. I'm going to reroll here. Okay, level 4 rock is a great find. And I do think I want the bat. We're going to need the lifesteal. Okay, so we did get an elite this wave. I'm going to check my damage against it. It's a wave 10 elite, so it's a little weaker than the wave 11 one would be. But it looks like our damage is simply not high enough to fight it, so I'm just going to run away from it. With my low movement speed, that is not great, but it's certainly much safer than trying to fight it up close. With our short-range, slow-attacking weapons and relatively weak defenses, fighting an elite is always going to be risky. Okay, also walking into every attack from an elite is going to be risky, typically. Usually should strive to avoid doing that. This is one of the harder elites to run away from because its attacks spawn directly underneath you. And with low movement speed, usually you can just outspeed the attacks, but with my currently very low movement speed, it's a lot harder. So I just had to run there. We'll take the Clockwork Wasp, that's great. And 2 more weapon slots is awesome. I'll buy the rock here that gives us extra HP and armor. It is nice that I can build more weapons and lose some XP gain just to get stronger if I feel like I'm too weak for a given wave. Alloy, I think I actually want the alloy. I do have some dodge, but I'm not building that much more dodge. And elemental damage is good for our Blazemander and our torch, and the melee damage is good for our other weapons. So, although alloy is a fairly inefficient way to buy these stats, we just need stats, and I'm gonna pick it up. Fishhook, of course, we're pretty happy with. And Cacti Club I don't need. I will re-roll for 19 here. And we'll lock this rock. And do I want the small magazine for any reason? Attack speed is pretty important. My percent damage is awful. But for 97, maybe it's still correct to buy it. I could also lock this quarterstaff. It's another medieval weapon, which could help with my weapon tags. I think I'll take the quarterstaff here. I think I'm going to stick with 7 rocks, even though we're over the maximum that we need for the tags. Just because I want 9 weapons, I think. And then we'll go for this. Oh, it's the same elite again. All right, well, we didn't get stronger enough that I can fight the elite that we couldn't fight last wave, this wave. So I think we're just going to run away from it. But we should be actually safer against this elite than we were last wave because our damage is higher and we've gotten a bunch more, we have more weapons, we have more defensive stats overall. So, although I'm putting myself in some danger by taking these hits again, I was able to at least get out of the way of the elite. And with our higher movement speed, it's a little easier to avoid its attacks as well. Even though I'm not currently doing a phenomenal job demonstrating that. But you can see that now I can just walk in a straight line, and the attacks that spawn under me are no longer as dangerous as they were last time. Alright, so I'll definitely take the quarterstaff here. We'll buy rock. I mean, I guess I'm buying this whole shop, and we'll figure out how I'm going to arrange my weapons in a second here. Take Gentle Alien and Leather Vest. That's great. And we'll buy the Hedgehog. And then I'm definitely combining these two rocks. And I think I'll combine... And with rock, you want to combine level 3s, because going up to level 4 gives you an extra armor. Although that's less true with the baby. But basically, if I combine these two level 3s, we keep the same amount of armor. If I combine two of the level 2s, we actually lose 1 armor. So I'm going to do this, and we'll stick with 5 open weapon slots, because I still do want to keep leveling. The candy bag has been phenomenal, and the fact that I've got the... even though it spawned an elite, which was obviously dangerous in the one wave. But the fact that I have decomposing flesh and baby squid, and we got the candy bag, so we're getting a lot of free stats over time, is really helping make up for some of the most dangerous aspects of this run, just having low defensive stats overall. A little consumable healing would also go an incredibly long way if I found any consumable heal. Cursed enemies are pretty dangerous, since even though we now have a few more weapons, it's still hard for us to avoid taking damage. Also, I want to draw your attention to how much this torch is performing. It's just adding so much more damage to our enemies, even though we've built very low elemental damage. I definitely don't want reinforced steel. I want to take the open weapon slot here. We'll buy another quarterstaff for the medieval weapon tag, and I'll take corrupted shard and hedgehog. Do I need another torch? I guess I'll buy it, and we'll kind of figure out my weapon combinations in a second here. All right, Cursed Rock, that's an awesome find. Diploma helps us. That's basically worth 1 open weapon slot with the 50% XP gain. It's 60% from the captain, but it's 1 open. Also, I said I was going to look at the character stats and then never did that. So the captain gets double stats gain from levels, which we don't get on this character until we hit level 24. And plus 60% XP gain for every free weapon slot that we have, currently 180%. But we need 3 times as much XP to level up, and enemies get stronger every wave. That 3 times becomes 4.3 times, because the baby also needs plus 130% XP. And yes, 200 plus 130 for 330 is 4.3 times as much, because every character needs the base 100. So you take the 100 and add 330 to that. And then you get extra weapon slots as you level up. Weapons and items are cheaper, and your shops always sell at least 1 weapon. We'll buy the diploma here. So now I actually have a lot of engineering. I could make use of that, potentially. I do want the medical turret. I think I actually want all of these. The Pocket Factory is pretty good with our high engineering that we now have. And medical turret is important because healing is still an area that we're struggling in. And we're re-rolling a lot. So Spyglass should be okay. Range also isn't completely useless on this character. My XP gain is currently plus 241. Which is still significantly less than we need. So what I'm going to do here, I think, is just combine. And then I've got, how many rocks currently? 7. So I'll combine 2 of those. It does cost me 1 armor. Oh, wait, I had a level... Oh, no, I just combined into the level 3. And I'll wait until I find another one to combine, and we'll get a level 4 Cursed Rock there. And then this leaves me with 4 open weapon slots. Do I want to combine again? With the medieval weapon tag going down to 1, I lose 3% dodge. That doesn't really matter because we keep the armor, so I think we can keep 5 open weapons here. And with Fishhook, having 3 items locked is pretty nice as well. This is actually a way more interesting run than I was thinking it would be. I sort of assumed that it would be... basically you have 1 weapon until wave 7 or whatever, and then you just die. But honestly, this is a much more fun leveling curve and a much more interesting run than I was expecting. And it's definitely hard, and I think there's a lot of ways to lose it, even still. obviously, these are two very difficult characters overall. But it's kind of fun that it's making me do stuff like buy this random single torch, because that type of run where you have to actually think outside the box like that, I always find really interesting. Cursed Spyglass is phenomenal. We'll take the Pocket Factory and the Medical Turret as well. Then I'll re-roll. I'll buy a Quarterstaff, and I'll lock the Shady Potion. Insanity is probably good enough to buy as well here. And then Vorpal Sword, that's a medieval weapon. We'll lock this Rock. And do I want the Honey? Nah, there's not really any point in that. I do want to build up my medieval weapon tag. We're buying the Vorpal Sword. So I think I'll keep these two separate and go with... Actually, I kind of want 6 open weapon slots for even more XP gain. We're now actually leveling faster than a normal character with 484% bonus XP gain. So I want to keep those weapon slots open for the Horde wave. I think this should be enough weapons, especially since we didn't get an elite spawn from the candy bag. Obviously, that's what we're always worried about, is if you take a hard wave, don't take enough weapons into it, and then an elite shows up, you can get in a lot of trouble. Taking a bunch of hits. There's a Cursed Walrus there. The most dangerous band on Earth. And I'm going to run around here. Having found no consumable heal is definitely making this more difficult. I'm going to try to get through the middle here and take out at least one of these loot aliens. And then there's another one in the bottom left there that I want to get to. But I probably won't be able to get the second one. I'm just taking too many hits. And this Horde wave is really dangerous. So 1 second left. Okay, yeah. So we just barely survived. Maybe it was a little greedy taking one fewer weapon into that wave. But we did level twice. So, you know, greed pays off. No value, of course, from our fishhook, because why would it? Mushroom, that's great. Clockwork Wasp, I definitely want for more movement speed. I have these 2 torches. I guess I'll lock this one, because we could combine it, maybe get a level 4 torch. Then I'm going to roll. Jousting Lance is a medieval weapon. It also gives me extra movement speed, so I think I do want the Jousting Lance, and that will help me get the medieval weapon tag fully online. And then also, because I now have 7 rocks again, going to combine here, get the Cursed level 4 rock. 18 armor, 11 dodge, but my regen is still not amazing. But we do have 7 open weapon slots now, so we should at least gain a bunch of XP this wave. And then I should be able to fill those with weapons pretty soon, hopefully. The number 1 item that we want from this run right now is Jerky. Better than literally any legendary for us. Just any consumable healing would make us so much safer this run. Obviously, stuff like Fairy and all that would be really good, but getting some consumable healing to offset the damage we're taking would just be wildly impactful on how survivable we were this run. And make it much easier to pick up consumables while at full health for our triple penguin. I heard the loot alien, but I fully didn't see it, so I completely lost track of where that was. Alright, 6 melee damage, that's great. Our melee damage is really low. Nice, we got some cursed weapons here, so we'll buy the Cursed Torch, Quarterstaff, Jousting Lance. I'll take the bait as well. My percent damage is awful, so I need to fix that. Flamethrower. This is another elemental weapon, so it can work with our elemental weapons tag. And the level 3 flamethrower I think is good enough to pick up here. I'll buy a helmet as well. More armor, of course, is great. And robot arm, I think I'm going to pass on it. I don't want to lose more max HP, so I'm just going to roll past that, but I will lock the Jousting Lance and Exoskeleton. I'll buy Peaceful Bee. We're building the medieval weapon tag now, so we can increase our dodge, and then I'm going to roll here. Hammer. This is another blunt weapon. We already have 6 of those. I don't think the hammer is good enough. It's 360 materials for something that's just not great. And I am going to start just buying weapons when we can get them for relatively cheap now, because I need to increase the number of weapons that we have. That's the main advantage that we have as the baby, and as the captain, of course, we are fighting against stronger enemies. I've also built quite a lot of curse, so my enemies are pretty powerful this run, and we need to have just enough weapons to be able to kill them. We have the one Vorpal sword, so I can maybe get the blade weapon tag for more melee damage and more lifesteal if I find a couple other blades, and that would be pretty good. Lifesteal, of course, works pretty well, even though our attack speed is very poor because we just have a lot of weapons. Get the weapon slot. I'll buy the tardigrade just because it's cursed here. I am not that excited by it, but the additional curse is good, and the tardigrade itself isn't terrible. I'll lock those two, buy head injury. I don't think I want a stick, even though I am, buying more weapons, but stick doesn't work that well when you only have one of them. The medieval weapon tag we now have complete, so I've got 2 jousting lance and 3 quarterstaffs and a vorpal sword, so we don't need more medieval weapons to max out the weapon tag. I also do have 3 elemental weapons as well, with our torches and our flamethrower. It is weird. It's so rare that it's correct to... Oh, this is terrible. This elite requires you to stand still, and we've got 2 jousting lances. So I'm going to try to just dance back and forth in a tiny little area here, just wiggle back and forth, basically, to damage it while not losing damage on our jousting lances, but not be in range of its attacks. And we should be able to kill it if I'm fast enough here. Now, I am taking a lot of hit because some cursed lampreys spawned, but we were doing enough damage to the elite that I knew I would get the full heal afterwards. We've gotten pretty unlucky on what elites we've rolled this run, I have to say. But fortunately, I was able to kill that one. Get the red item. Yeah, I'll take the cursed sunglasses. We have 27 armor. Losing 1 is still just as bad as if we only had 1 armor, but it's still good. Gobbler's hat. Losing 15 speed is a real problem, but the extra money will matter a lot. And I do want the wisdom. We're killing things pretty slowly, so the percent damage increase over the wave will still be helpful. We'll take the quarterstaff and the ritual here. Oh, that was also a random elite spawn. I hadn't really realized that. Take the fin. Big arms I definitely want as well. It's a lot of damage, and we need damage. And then we'll buy another quarterstaff, and then I'll roll here. And cute monkey I definitely want. I'll lock this ritual and try to get that cursed. I'm going to go ahead and combine, because a level 2 cursed quarterstaff is probably better than what we've got right now. And I do still want some open weapon slots. It's much less important at this point. But it's still, I think, reasonably important. And then we'll take a vorpal sword. I don't think we want plank, though. Alright, so, okay, well, we've got the same elite again. Which we just talked about how this was a difficult one. Maybe the vorpal sword will do its job this time. Taking a lot of hits here. Unfortunately, this is wave 18. So we've got mini-boss spawns as well that we have to be worried about. And they do so much damage that it's making it much harder for me to stay in the one area fighting the elite. But we've now built up enough healing that I think I can get it. Yeah, and we got our full heal there. No way I could avoid taking a bunch of hits during all that, so it was really just about health management. and trying to make sure that I was able to kill it while still moving, so I wasn't losing damage from my jousting lances. Of course, our damage is increasing over the course of the wave as well from the wisdom. I guess I'll take Anvil. It's not great because we have a lot of bad weapons here. Rip and Tear I just don't think is going to be that effective for us, so I'm going to recycle that. Yeah, I'll take these. Chopper is a blade, and we're at one of those, so I guess I'll just buy the one blade, get our weapon tags going. Don't need any of these, even though Icicle might actually be okay. It's a pretty strong weapon overall. It does give us one more elemental damage, so I guess I'll buy that, and then I'm gonna roll here, and I will lock Fairy, obviously an amazing find. I don't need more medieval weapons, and the level 1 torch isn't that exciting. Upgrading our torch to level 2 is fairly, or if we could get a cursed torch, that would be pretty nice. I guess I'll buy the level 1 torch, just again, because more weapons is pretty important. And then Harpoon Gun. Cursed Harpoon Gun is actually incredibly strong for fighting bosses, because it scales with both damage types at the increased rate, and just ends up hitting really hard. So I'll lock the Harpoon Gun and see if we get it cursed, even though it's not any of the weapon tags that we're building. I'm also fully giving up on leveling up anymore. I just need to fill out my current weapons to make sure that I'm able to actually kill the bosses in time. No elite spawn this wave, but I, again, need to be aware that we could get one next wave. The fairy that we have locked in the shop, though, should kind of lock up this run. That's just so much healing. Especially if it gets cursed. We'll take the leather vest, weapon slot here, and yeah, it's only 14 regeneration, which is a little low for fairy because we have a bunch of red items, but still pretty good. The harpoon gun didn't get cursed, so I'm not going to bother buying it. 6% dodge from the chameleon is actually better than it seems. I'll buy this rock, because if I combine that, I get 1 armor as well. That's pretty nice. Slingshot does give us potentially some life steal. So let's buy this, and then I'll roll. Poisonous Tonic, this is one of the better things I could find as well. I think the Ritual, more % damage matters a lot. And I'll actually buy Peaceful Bee, even though ranged and melee damage are both important. We're getting to 30% dodge, so buying a little more dodge is actually fairly efficient for increasing our survivability. We have 23 out of 23 weapons, and the leather vest caps things off very nicely, getting us to 33% dodge, 31 armor. Our max HP is very low, but that's okay. We should have enough healing and lifesteal to be able to survive. Alright, so it looks like we did not get the elite spawn, which is good. While I'm full health, I'm going to back off and pick up a couple consumables for our triple penguin. When you've got 3 penguins, picking up consumables at full health is pretty strong, because it just gives you 3 full regeneration for the rest of the wave. You do still want to leave some to give you burst healing, but picking them up while you're at full health is pretty powerful. Alright, so we got the first boss down. And did we actually one-shot that, or did we just kill it through damage? I wasn't really paying attention to its health bar. I was watching mine. So I'm not sure if one of the Vorpal swords just took it out, or if we had just done enough damage to it. And then there we go. All right, so that is the baby and the captain. That was actually a really fun run. I was expecting it to be basically impossible and require a million restarts to get really lucky in our opening shops. But it was actually, I think, much more doable than it seemed to me at first glance. I wasn't expecting to have another weapon slot by level 2, by wave 2 was the big thing, by the end of wave 2. I was expecting to wait till like wave 5 to get our first one. But because we were able to do that and kind of snowball into gaining more XP, we were able to survive. A couple close calls in the mid-game, always going to happen with this character combo, I think. But fairly happy with how that went. take a look at our items. We've got 365 materials saved from coupon. That's pretty great as well. 364. 20 regen from the baby squid. So getting that early, even though this character was leveling slowly. Obviously, this item is incredible. Bag for 465 materials. That's pretty nice. Turret for 26k. That's including the Pocket Factory turrets. 45,000 from the Blazemander. Getting this early was really key. It really helped us clear those early waves while getting to greed a little on the number of weapons that we had. Baby Elephant was awful. Landmines were very cheap, so they were okay. Candy Bag, 96 stats, just amazing, of course. 17k damage on the Rat, which is, again, let us greed a little on weapon slots and still get kills. And oh yeah, we had the Cursed Piggy Bank, which I wasn't really paying attention to. I fully forgot that I had bought this item. Maybe I could have done some Piggy Bank stuff in the mid-game, but as you saw, we were struggling enough with our stats that I think building around the Cursed Piggy Bank didn't make any sense, really. So just picking it up for the Curse made the most sense. Cursed Spyglass for 90. Spyglass, disappointing as always, but it was fine. And then we got 101 healing from the medical turret. The Tardigrade blocked some damage. Gobbler's Hat gave us some extra money for the end game. And there we go. Let's look at our weapons here. So they all dealt somewhere in the neighborhood of 2 to 5,000 damage, except for, oh yeah, it looks like we did get the one shot on the boss because it dealt 27k damage, the Vorpal Sword. So good job, level 2 Vorpal Sword, finishing off the boss here. All right, my friends, I hope that you've enjoyed this run with the baby and the captain. Definitely give this one a go. I thought this was a really fun run, so I highly recommend it. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.